Listen to me real close. The reason some of you aren't where you wanna be right now ain't because you're not talented. It's not because you're not smart enough. It's not even because you don't have the resources or the connections. No, the truth is you don't have focus. That's it. That's the whole game. You start stuff, you get all excited. You got all these ideas, you dream real big, you talk loud, you post about it, but you don't lock in. You don't stay with it. You don't execute cause you're letting too many distractions rent space in your mind. You got vision, but your vision is blurry cause you looking at too many things at once. You trying to multitask success. And I'm telling you a focus is the price of admission. You want to be great. You want to go to the next level. You want to dominate your field, your class, your business, your sport, your life. Then you better learn how to eliminate what doesn't belong. And here's what's killing you. It ain't the enemy outside, it's the enemy of distraction inside. You're checking your phone every 5 minutes, notifications lighting you up like it's urgent, like somebody got the keys to your destiny in your DM. Come on, man. You watch 3 hours of Netflix, but say you don't got time to work on your craft. You scroll past 100 people's highlight reels and then wonder why you feel behind. You feed the distraction and then wonder why your vision ain't growing. You watering the wrong seed. Some of you are addicted to chaos. You don't even know how to live in focus, 'cause you've been living in noise for so long. You wake up, and the first thing you do is give your peace away. You hand your mind over to the world before you even set your own intention. No wonder you're tired. No wonder you feel stuck. You're fighting too many battles that don't belong to your assignment. You gotta learn how to shut the door. I'm talking about mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You gotta say, this is the season where I'm locked in. I'm not just talking about not going out on weekends. I'm talking about saying no to everything that doesn't match the frequency of my goals. If it doesn't sound like my vision, I'm deaf to it. If it doesn't look like my purpose, I'm blind to it. If it doesn't feel like growth, I'm numb to it. Focus means you got tunnel vision. You don't see left or right, you see purpose. Focus means you can say no, even when it's good, 'cause you're chasing great. Focus means your yes is rare. Your energy is expensive. You don't just give it to anything. You preserve your fire for the thing that matters most. Listen, success don't come to the most talented. It comes to the most consistent. It don't come to the ones who want it the most. It comes to the ones who lock in when it ain't fun, when it ain't flashy, when nobody clapping for you. You want to build something real. You want to leave a legacy. Then focus has to be your best friend. Lock in on the work. Lock in on your routine. Lock in on the hard days. Lock in when it's boring. Lock in when it's quiet. Lock in when the world is loud, but your dream is whispering. You've got to develop the discipline to cut things off, and I'm not just talking about things you hate. I'm talking about cutting off stuff you like. I'm talking about letting go of almosts. I'm talking about silencing distractions dressed up as opportunities. Everything that looks good to you isn't good for you, and everything that pulls your focus is robbing your progress. You want to go pro in your life? Then you gotta train like a pro. Look at the greats Kobe, locked in at 4 a.m. Serena, locked in every single rep. Elon, Jobs, Jordan, locked in. You don't get to that level by dabbling. You get there by devoting every single ounce of who you are to one clear target. That's what separates the I wish people from the I will people. One group drowns in options, the other thrives in focus. You don't need more ideas, you need more discipline. You don't need more advice, you need to apply the advice you already got. You don't need more motivation, you need more moments where you sit with yourself and say, I'm not leaving this season the same. You need to tell your distractions they can't come with you anymore. They had their time, but that time is up. Some of you are being loyal to what's holding you back. You got habits that feel good but steal your future. You got friends who hype you up but don't hold you up. You got routines that look busy but produce nothing. And you keep going in circles wondering why you're not seeing results. It's because you're committed to movement but not to focus. You're doing too much of nothing. I need you to make a decision today, not tomorrow, not next week. Now, decide what matters most. Cut the rest. Get silent. Get still. And get to work. You don't need 12 steps. You need one step done over and over and over until you break through. From this day forward, every breath you breathe should be moving you toward your purpose. Every thought you entertain should fuel your execution. Every action you take should be calculated, intentional, focused, because when you lock in, life unlocks. You don't rise to the level of your dreams, you fall to the level of your focus. Everybody wanna be a beast until it's time to do what beasts do. Yeah, it sounds good, don't it? Beast mode. No sleep. Rise and grind. But you only grind when you feel like it. You only show up when it's easy. You only go hard when the sun is shining. And the moment it gets dark, the moment it gets uncomfortable, you fall off. Because you still think this thing is about motivation. You still waiting to feel right before you do right. And that's the difference between most people and the ones who win. The real ones don't need motivation, they got discipline. See, motivation might spark you, but discipline is what builds the fire. Motivation is like gas on a flame. It'll give you that burst, but discipline is the wood. It's slow, it's steady, it lasts. Discipline shows up when the feelings don't. Discipline don't care if you're tired. Discipline don't care if you're stressed. Discipline don't care if you're heartbroken, broke, or bored. Discipline says, we made a commitment, now let's go. You want to know why you keep starting over. Why you keep hitting the reset button. Why every time you get a little momentum, it falls apart again. It's not because you don't want it. It's not because you're lazy. It's because you haven't trained your mind to obey the mission. You still negotiating with your goals. You still talking yourself out of the work. You got talent, but you don't got habits. You got ambition, but no routine. You got dreams, but no discipline. This world don't reward intentions, it rewards execution. And execution lives on discipline, not vibes, not hype, not mood, discipline. You think those people at the top always feel good. You think they wake up every day smiling and skipping to the grind. No, but they wake up with standards. They wake up with structure. They wake up with discipline baked into their DNA. They've done the reps. They've put in the hours, and now they don't have to wait to be motivated. It's already wired in them to move. That's what separates the good from the great. Somebody decided that how they feel doesn't get a vote anymore. Somebody made a decision that every day, rain or shine, pain or peace, they gon' show up and get it done. And guess what? That somebody could be you, but it ain't gonna happen on accident. You gotta build it. One disciplined day at a time. Discipline is ugly in the beginning. I'm not gon' lie to you, it ain't pretty. Waking up early when your body's screaming for sleep. Going to the gym when your legs don't wanna move. Studying when the game is on. Saying no when your whole circle saying yes. It's lonely, it's hard, it's repetitive. But that's the point. Discipline isn't a feeling, it's a fight. And every time you choose discipline over comfort, you get stronger. Every time you deny that urge to quit, you gain momentum. Every time you get up when you don't feel like it, you're stacking muscle not just in your body, but in your mind. That's mental toughness, that's grit, and that's what builds winners. Some of y'all need to stop chasing highs and start building systems. Stop chasing the next motivational video, the next quote, the next song to get you hyped. Build a system. Build a routine. Wake up and move before your brain gets a chance to talk you out of it. Set the schedule and stick to it like your life depends on it, because in some ways it does. Your future depends on your daily routine. Your legacy is hiding inside your habits. Discipline is when you say, I do it anyway. I don't care how I feel. I don't care if nobody watching. I don't care if it hurts. I show up, I grind, I repeat. That's how I become dangerous. That's how I become untouchable. That's how I create separation, because most people only move when the environment is perfect. But me, I create my own environment. My discipline becomes my weather. My grind becomes my fuel. Don't tell me you want to be great and then let a little tiredness stop you. Don't tell me you're hungry and then miss workouts, skip reps, dodge responsibility. If you're serious about what you say you want, then your actions better match your ambition. Because discipline don't lie. The work always tells the truth. You want to know who's disciplined? Just look at the results. Your goals are waiting for you on the other side of consistency, on the other side of early mornings, on the other side of saying no to the party, on the other side of waking up and doing it again and again and again until the process becomes automatic. You gotta get to the point where discipline is your lifestyle, where it's not optional, where it's not emotional, where it's just who you are. You wake up and it's like brushing your teeth, no debate, no doubt, no delay. You move, you execute, you rise. You gotta teach your mind to serve your mission, not your emotions. Emotions will lie to you. They'll tell you to quit. They'll tell you you're not good enough. They'll tell you it's okay to settle. But discipline speaks truth even when it hurts. Discipline reminds you who you said you wanted to become. So you want to be elite, you want to dominate, you want to rise above average and touch greatness, then you better stop depending on hype and start depending on habits. You better stop checking your feelings and start checking your form. You better stop waiting on motivation and start chasing mastery. Because the ones who win are the ones who don't flinch, they don't fold, they don't fade, they just keep showing up. Keep doing the work. Keep honoring the process even when nobody's clapping. Discipline is the difference between potential and power, between wishing and winning, between dreaming and doing, between almost and always, and when you finally get to the top, when they ask how you did it, you won't have to say a word. Because the work will speak for itself. Some of y'all are waiting too long to move. You waiting for the perfect time. You waiting for more confirmation. You waiting until it feels better, looks clearer, until somebody gives you permission. But I'm telling you right now, indecision is stealing your life. While you sitting around thinking about it, somebody else is already executing on it. You out here debating, and they out here dominating. At some point, you gotta stop playing with the thing God put in you and decide. Decide who you're gonna be. Decide what matters most. Decide that your life, your dream, your calling is worth more than comfort, worth more than opinions, worth more than fear. You've been dancing around your greatness too long, you tiptoeing around your assignment, you halfway in, halfway out, and wondering why you're not getting full results. You gotta decide, and when I say decide, I don't mean think about it. I mean shut the door behind you. I mean burn the boat. I mean no backup plan, no more maybes, no more if it works out. I mean commit. Not with your mouth, with your movement, with your time, with your schedule, with your priorities, with your discipline. That's the part nobody talks about, the commitment. Everybody talks about wanting to win, but very few people are actually committed to doing what it takes to win. It's not hard to talk big when you feel good. It's not hard to post goals when you're excited, but real commitment shows up when the excitement wears off. Real commitment looks like grit. It looks like consistency. It looks like showing up day after day, even when there's no applause, no spotlight, no payoff yet. You say you want it. Okay, prove it, not by talking louder, but by showing up stronger. Prove it by sacrificing. Prove it by being consistent. Prove it by executing when it's not convenient, because that's where most people drop off. They make the decision, they feel the hype, they write it down, but they never execute. And hear me, a decision without execution is just a wish. You gotta do the work. You think because you prayed about it, you don't gotta grind. You think because you got a vision board, it's gone show up at your front door. No, you still gotta build it. You gotta work for it. You gotta sweat for it. You gotta bleed for it if you have to. That's what execution looks like. It don't gotta be perfect. It just has to be real. Some of y'all keep waiting until it's perfect before you start. Waiting until you know every step, every detail, every outcome. Let me help you. That day ain't coming. You not gon' have all the answers when you start. That's why most people don't move. They scared of starting small, scared of failing, scared of not looking polished. But execution says, I'd rather be messy in motion than clean standing still. You get better by doing. You learn through action. You build confidence by executing, even if it's small, even if it's slow, even if it's quiet. The results don't come from theory. They come from work, from reps, from discipline. From sweat equity. You think you need more clarity, but what you really need is more action. Because clarity don't come before execution, it comes from it. Some of the clearest seasons of your life will come not when you pause to figure it all out, but when you move. When you execute through the fog, when you walk by faith, not by sight, when you trust that what you do today will create momentum for tomorrow. And don't get it twisted, execution ain't sexy. It's repetitive, it's boring, it's gritty, it's quiet. It's unseen. Nobody posts the 5 a.m. alarms, the late nights, the canceled plans, the sacrifices. But that's where the separation is. That's where the power is. In the stuff people don't see. In the days you show up when nobody's watching. That's why I always say execution is worship. It's how you honor the gift you've been given. You say you're grateful for your talent. Then execute. You say you value the opportunity. Then execute. You say you love your family and want to give them more. Then stop talking and execute. Because love without follow-through is just noise. Gratitude without action is empty. The greatest way you show respect for your purpose is by being faithful with it. You don't have to be the most talented. You don't have to be the smartest. But you better be the one who shows up. Every day, every moment, every time. You better be the one who locks in, blocks out the noise, puts your head down and goes to work. Because this world don't hand out success, it hands out opportunity, and opportunity is always knocking, but only execution opens the door. So make the decision fully, not halfway, not with one foot in safety and the other in your calling. Make the decision, then commit. And once you commit, there's only one thing left to do. Execute, not just when it feels good. Not just when people are clapping. Execute in silence. Execute in pain. Execute in confusion. Execute in pressure. Execute until your results speak so loud, nobody can deny what you built in the dark. Because at the end of the day, they won't remember what you said. They'll remember what you did. Let me tell you something real quick. The scoreboard don't care about your intentions. The world don't care how hard you tried. Success don't give out points for effort. You either did it or you didn't. You either showed up or you didn't. And when it's all said and done, when the dust settles and the lights go off and the crowd leaves, the only thing that's gonna speak for you is your results. You can talk all day about what you want. You can say you're focused, say you're disciplined, say you're committed. But what does your life say? What do your habits say? What do your results say? Because results don't lie. Results expose the truth. They reveal whether you've really been locked in, or if you just been liking the idea of being locked in. You can't fake execution. You can't fake consistency. You can't fake showing up day after day after day. Either you're producing or you're pretending. Either you're building something real or you're playing dress up with your potential. The results you see right now in your money, in your body, in your relationships, in your career, are the reflection of your focus, your discipline, and your grind. Period. You want to measure your focus, look at your outcomes. You want to see your execution level. Look at your progress. You want to know if you're committed. Look at what you've produced. That's it. Stop talking. Start measuring. I'm tired of seeing people with $1,000,000 dreams and 5-cent habits. I'm tired of hearing people say they're destined for greatness, but they can't even keep a promise to themselves for 7 days. You keep breaking your own word. You keep lowering your own standard. You keep hitting the snooze button on your future. And you wonder why your life keeps showing up late. I love you enough to tell you the truth. If you keep ignoring the scoreboard, you gon' keep losing. You gon' keep blaming people, blaming your past, blaming your circumstances, but none of that changes the results. You gotta stop explaining and start executing. Nobody is coming to rescue you. Nobody is going to do the push-ups for you. Nobody's writing the plan, staying up late, sacrificing for your dream but you. You've got to look at your life and be honest. Is this the reflection of someone who's focused and executing at the highest level? Or is this the reflection of someone who's comfortable being average? I'm not talking about perfection. I'm talking about progress. I'm talking about effort that compounds into results. You don't gotta be at the finish line, but you better not still be standing at the start line with clean shoes and no steps. The reason most people never make it isn't because they're not capable. It's because they don't hold themselves accountable to results. You're too emotional about your work. You're too sensitive about being uncomfortable. You fall in love with the idea of success, but you won't marry the process. And success. Don't date dreamers. Success commits to doers. People who show up regardless of how they feel. People who keep moving when the motivation disappears. People who put numbers on the board every single day. You ever notice that the most dangerous people in any room are the ones who let their work speak first? They don't need to flex. They don't need to talk about how hard they grind. Their results walk in before they do. They command respect because their consistency earned it. And that's what you should be chasing, not attention, not likes, not validation, impact. Real, measurable, undeniable impact. And impact don't come from being busy. Busy don't mean productive. You been moving all day, but you ain't moved the needle. You doing a whole lot of activity, but not enough advancement. That's the difference between motion and progress. And the scoreboard, it don't track your excuses. It don't track how long you stayed in the gym if you didn't lift. It don't track how many notebooks you filled with ideas if you never built. It tracks one thing. What did you actually do? And that's the part people don't want to face. Because when you look at the results, it's a mirror. It's a reflection of your effort, your commitment, your choices. It shows you what's real and what's just talk. But that's where your freedom is. That's where your power is. When you stop running from the scoreboard and you start using it as your accountability partner, that's when everything changes. You wanna know how serious you are about your dreams? Pull out your calendar and pull up your bank account. What are you spending your time on? What are you investing in? You say you want this, but your actions showing something different. You gotta align your life with your goals, not just when it's easy, not just when it's convenient, but all the time. Every day, and if the results aren't where you want them to be right now, don't lie to yourself. Don't make excuses. Don't play the blame game, own it, and then adjust, shift, elevate, focus harder, execute better, because if you keep doing what you've always done, you'll keep getting what you've always gotten. The only way to change your results is to change your habits. The scoreboard is not your enemy, it's your truth. Teller. Let it show you where you're strong and where you're slipping. Let it drive you. Let it humble you. Let it fuel your next level, because at the end of the day, the scoreboard don't care about your potential. It cares what you produced. It's not about how loud you talk. It's about what you built. And if your results don't match your dreams, then it's time to stop dreaming and start doing. Let the work speak.